now, as we have been discussing from the TCR, point of view, we are looking at just managing what we have in the country until we can exhaust that. And I mean, that's the reason why we are here, because even top officials hardly accept the coins. How much more about our people down there? We should start. We should be the one at least handling the coins and exchanging it. If you notice, Mr. Bayo, even the pimping riders, I'm sure you've been observing there. You can hardly see waist bare around their waist.
Yeah.
They hold the money, they bang those in their hands. And you had to see them, using the coins. So these are the people who are supposed to help us really, to get the coins into circulation. But you have to see, the marketeers and then the payment riders, the kegger riders, accepting the coins.
Meanwhile, there is still limited supply of the coins in other parts of the country. So
Right.
where is it that the concentration is? Yeah, Mr. Kamara, you want to
so if I may come in,
Sure.
maybe to start with, again, I just want to say that for the 1.6 billion of coins that was approved by the national legislature, is far in excess of the total amount of 5 and 10s we had in circulation before. So the total amount of 5 and 10s we had in circulation was just around 7 million Liberian dollars. So when we were doing the design of what undertaking the currency reform, the strategy was to double that amount, since in fact, these were smaller denominations that people would need, for their daily transactions, the marketers will need, the pen people, and all of that, because they have changed.
Yeah.
And so we deliberately upped that number, that amount, so that we don't have to be replenishing, all of the time. And so from the start, we can say that we expect to have sufficient and adequate, amount of coins, that in the economy for a long while, as we are aware. The lifespan of coins take anywhere between 10 to 15 years. So for a long while, we're not going to be bothered so much about, replenishing the 5 and 10s. Now, like the director mentioned, we continue to bring in the coins. As a matter of fact, we brought in all the banknotes.
Oh.
So
all the banknotes.
all the banknotes are in the country, and they can be fully accounted for.
Okay.
And we are, of course, infusing them based on the approved plan of the bank and the needs of the economy. So our focus now is more on the coins, bringing in the coins. And like you rightly mentioned, there have been little challenge with infusing the coin. So firstly, based on the contract we have with the companies, the emphasis was more on getting more banknotes into the country as opposed to, the coins, because of storage issue. Coins really take more space than banknotes, and because of the space constraint both at the commercial bank and central bank, we strategically plan to bring the coins over a longer period, with the assumption that as we bring in the coins and we infuse them, we create space and then continue to bring more. So as we speak right now, we expect the large batch of coin to come anywhere up to September. But we do also have an option, just in case we are faced with severe space constraint, to stay, keep, some of the coins with the company, the minting company, to allow us, to be able to, deal with the space constraint. But again, I was speaking to the slow pace of the infusion.
Yeah.
Initially, because we have more banknotes coming, most part of our infusion for 2021, 2022, 2023 actually focused on the banknotes. And so we had just few coins into the country. And so our attention now begin, how do we, put in the coins into circulation? Of course, because of the same, space issue, commercial banks are being concerned about where do they keep all the coins that they receive from the central bank, and then depositors also go to withdraw, because of the weight of the coins. As much as we ensure that the coins was a little bit lighter compared to previous coin, people still have some resentment or, reservation getting huge coin to take with them as part of the withdrawal process. But the message we continue to give people is that the coins have special purpose and importance in circulation. They could say change. If people don't take coins, obviously we are distorting the price system in the economy, because it means the lower denomination now we're going to have will be 20, because that's the lowest banknote we have. And so it may not be a good thing for us. And so the key message we try to communicate here is for the population to help us for the circulation of the coins. And I can tell you that the needs for the coins, is definitely out there, especially in the rural area. People want the coins because people who deal in these foodstuffs and small activities and all that really need coins. And so if they don't have coins, they become challenging for them. So what we have done at the central bank is to develop a unique strategy on the infusion of coins.
Yeah.
And that's going to be our next focus right now over the next period of time as we receive additional coins.
And that was my next question, because like over a year ago, there was an outcry all over the country. People were complaining the shortage of small change and all of that. So which areas have limited supply of coins or are yet to be supplied the coins? Mr. Joplin?
Yeah. So like I said, we have strategic areas where we have the presence of commercial banks. And what the CBA was able to do was to reach out to those areas that we have commercial banks and areas that we have the RCFIs. So we're able to take coins all around the country. Because of the rainy season, that it may not be sufficient enough to cover all of the commercial areas, but at least we're able to reach out to all of the counties, with the exception of probably one. Okay, but we did our best to carry coins everywhere, all over the country during that May, the second phase of the first phase of the currency exchange process. We're able to reach out to commercial banks and the RCFI, working along with our Afriland First Bank. So we have not actually had any complaints from the counties that they don't have coins. Okay, the only problem we are hearing now is the legacy bank knows that few of the banks receive in the southeast, and they need to bring down to headquarters for destruction. So we have reached out to every nook and corner of this country to ensure that the coins reach our people. So I can outrightly here sit and say, oh, look, none of the county receive coins.
If I may add,
Sure.
we know that if, like I mentioned, before we have around 700 million, 10s and 5 total in circulation. So if you compare that to the amount of coins we have infused now, you can still, assume that we still need, more coins in circulation. And there might be several factors here, that explain the situation of the coin, like I mentioned about, the behavioral part, where people have gotten used to banknotes so much, and so they are more comfortable with using, banknote compared to coin. So and because we now have so much banknotes in circulation, maybe the quest or the urge or the concern about coin may not be that very high, because people are already used to the current price system structure and all of that. But we do know that there is need for additional coins in circulation. And so, like the director rightly mentioned, we've made strive to ensure that we have coins, all across the country. But we do need to make additional strive to make sure that we get more coins out there. And I think with River G project almost completed, we should be able to take some more coins there, and then through the commercial bank, see how those coins can be put further into the economy. So there's no doubt that there is need for the coins in circulation. And so and that's where our focus is now, doing everything possible and necessary to get more coins, into circulation.
Dr. Joplin, you were talking about the difficulties of getting some of our citizens to accept the coins. How widespread is this? Is it widespread, or is this something just much, say, isolated?
Okay, the first thing is that what management were able to do is to come up with some notice, mandate, to the commercial banks and even ourselves, that if you paying out any check, if you're in cashing check, Liberian dollar check for any customer, you should be able to pay out 2% of the coins to the customer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that a commercial bank should be able to respect. They should be able to do, to push the coin out into infusion. But we noted that even at the central bank, you have government officials and some of our top brass, we call them. We come, and then when you want to pay them the 2% portion of their check, they want to refuse the coin. Okay, and they will start pleading that in XYZ. But the truth of the matter is that we should be the one actually accepting and even giving out the coins to our people, especially during the festive season. Why would we accept the coins and try to pay out, or give some offer to our brothers and sisters that are looking for just living on hand out. So we want to appeal to our people, the bishops, the top officials, to accept the coins. I mean, the coins are portable, right? Which is one of the characteristics or features of of money. So why will somebody refuse to accept the tens and the fives? I mean, they are not like the old coins we had that were very heavy, like the German said. One of the reasons why we had to reduce the size of the coins is for portability, and people stay refusing the coins.
Isn't that mandatory?
Yeah. Let me come in here. I think, and like I said, we have a strategy. We know obviously the big shop and other people will be reluctant to use smaller denomination. I mean, it's just psychological, right? But that is not to say that there's no need or demand for the coins. And that's why our strategy is targeting more on those that really need coin, like the ordinary people, the marketers and all of that. And that is why our strategy is more focused to see how we get the coins to those people. You asked about how widespread is a complaint. Mm-hmm. Well, for me personally, I don't think there are any serious complaint, especially from the ordinary people, about the use of coin. I think they really want the coin. What we've seen and what we are hearing is that it is really the businesses that are having some challenges with accepting the coins. Because as they accept the coins, they want to go and deposit them to the banks. And the bank, because of space constraint, they already have coins that they have to give out. To receive coin again become challenging for them. So one of the things we're trying to do at the central bank is to see how we help the banks by procuring counting machines that will help them to facilitate, the quick processing of coins. Because that's a challenge in itself. Because if they have to do it manually, they are disbursing coin manually and then also receiving. That's a challenge by itself. We've identified that. And that is something we're trying to work to address. So I believe once we can address the logistical issues with, making the processing of coin faster at the commercial banks, and then where businesses can bring it and then people can withdraw and then go and use it in the market, I believe that will help also to speed up the process of the use of the coins. So we just need to start implementing the plan. Like I said, it's not that people are rejecting really. I use the coin most of the time when I go to the Shushan guy, and they're happy to receive the coins from me. Yeah. So I just give it to them. They are happy because they also use it to pay other people that come to shine their shoe, because most of the Shushan boys now charge for $30 to shine, and so they need $10 coin at least to be able to give change. So I think from the ordinary perspective, people need the coin, and that is where I believe our strategy really need to focus, and that is where a lot of the activities, turnover take place in the economy. Okay, for the big volume transaction, checks and other means of payment, can suffice. But at the ordinary level, in the market ground, transportation and the rest of it, the coins, that is where our focus really need to be, to see how we get the coins to those people. I haven't experienced any of those people really refusing to take the coins.
Okay. Yeah,
Mr. Badio,
sure.
Mr. Badio, so that is correct, right? From what the chairman is saying. But just come to think about it, the market woman and the payment riders may not have accounts, right? Those who have accounts are the people who sometimes receive it and give it out, to the marketeers and the payment riders, Sushan boys, and the rest of it. But these are the people who will come to the bank, and don't want to take the coins. And that is what concerns me most, because coins infusion, must start from the bank. So we will have to give the coins to the commercial banks. The commercial bank will have to give it to their customers.
Yeah.
And then it will go out there, to reach out to our people, to the laymen, who they're shine shoes and the pimping riders and then the keke riders. Okay. So that where the concern actually is. Yes, the strategy, like you said, we already started testing, the sorting machines from the CBO. Okay. So what the sorting machine will do is you have a plastic, okay, that the coins, once you mix the coins and will sort the coins and then put it in the real plastic, and the teller will just seal it up and pay you probably, 100 pieces of the 500, the $5 and the $10. Okay, so we started that process already, and it's working effectively. Okay, because at the end of the day, the teller need to reconcile the cash. To reconcile that cash at the commercial bank, it means you'll be checking the coins one by one, and that is the problem that they have, for which it makes it very difficult. Even if the customer are going to deposit the coins, okay, you don't have sorting machines to sort the coins and run it faster. You still have to do it, by that manual process, and it makes it very difficult for the commercial banks to accept coins on their counter. That is some of the constraints that we have.
And it has been 25 years since coins were used in this country. So it's been a long, long time.
Yeah, surely.
So certainly a generation is just, a new generation is just seeing coins. So perhaps a public education could also help to sensitize our people. So we wonder, in your strategy, whether that is part of your strategy, has been factored into your strategy.
Surely. As a matter of fact, it's very important and major component of everything about the currency reform is public awareness, because at the end of the day, public acceptability of the currency is the goal. And so, yes, to answer your question, communication is indeed a very important part of this strategy. Like we are here now trying to explain some of the constraints with, getting the coins out there and how we are trying to address them, so that people know that, we still consider coins to be, an important part of the currency, and for people to accept and use, in the economy. So yes, communication awareness is going to continue to really be part of, an ongoing process of our entire currency management strategy.
This is the program Money Matters, a program paid for by the Central Bank of Liberia and produced by the Corporate Communications section of the bank in collaboration with the Liberia Broadcasting System. Money Matters is heard on this radio on the first and last Wednesdays of every month. I'm your presenter, Cyrus Wulebadio. And today we are discussing the issue of coins, the infusion of coins into the economy. And our guests are the chairman of the Technical Committee on Currency Reform at the Central Bank of Liberia, Mr. Musa A. Kamara, who is also senior technical advisor to the executive governor, and Mr. William Grant Joplin. Mr. Joplin is the director of banking at the Central Bank of Liberia and a member of the Currency Reform Committee. Before we go back to them, let's bring you a word from our sponsor, the Central Bank of Liberia.
My brother,
hello, madam.
I take you, I get my Liberian dollar here. I want to change it to US dollar. You can help me?
No US dollar.
Oh, man.
My sister, you business person, you can buy goods or pay for services in Guinea, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria, or the Gambia, and you are looking for different country money every time to buy goods in those countries?
Yes, sir, my brother.
Don't worry anymore again, yeah? The Central Bank of Liberia get good news for you.
What kind kind of good news Central Bank get for me?
My sister, the Central Bank of Liberia is working with all the small banks in Liberia to help the business people to send a Liberian dollar to Guinea, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria, or the Gambia to buy goods or pay for services in those countries without looking for different country money again. This new Liberian dollar transfer to buy goods or pay for services in those countries, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria, or the Gambia. The people that made the whole thing easy, they call it the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, for short PASS.
So how the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System works?
I will tell you the good news, my sister. If you need to buy goods in Nigeria, for example, just go to the bank you're saving your money with and ask that bank to pay the cost for the goods you want to buy in Liberian dollar to the person or the business in Nigeria. Your bank will transfer the Liberian dollar to the person selling the goods in Nigeria. Now, then the person who you're buying from, the owner of bank will change the Liberian dollar to the Nigerian money called Naira, and they will pay that person for the goods that you buy from them. You don't need to worry to get different country money before you buy goods or pay for services in any country again. Or to raise your business money and even yourself by carrying money on you across the border to Guinea, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria, or the Gambia. Just go to your bank you're saving with and ask to do business through the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, for short PASS. The Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, for short PASS, is here to help you make your out-of-country business easy and successful, yeah?
Thank you so much, Smo, for the good news here. To my market women, the business people, go to your bank and ask how to use the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System to pay for your goods in Guinea, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria, or the Gambia using Liberian dollars. For more information on Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, call your local bank or call the Central Bank hotline 5455.
If you say you want the confusion in the situation.
This message is brought to you by the Central Bank of Liberia, CBL.
Let us find a solution instead of forcing and causing confusion.
Yeah, once again, we want to say welcome to the program Money Matters here on ELBC Radio. Wherever you are listening to us, we hope that you are taking in the information has been presented to you by these two officials from the Central Bank of Liberia. We'll soon be joining you, our listeners, to interact with our panelists or our guests. The numbers are 0886 767 416, 0886 767 416. And the orange number is 0777 137 435, 0777 137 435. Please hold on your calls yet. We have one or two more questions for our guests to address, and then we'll open the lines. Now, Mr. Kamara and Jople, there were reports, or there are reports, that some individuals were melting the coins. I don't know for what purpose, but for different purposes. Has this come to your attention, or if so, is it, how widespread is it?
Yeah, so it has been rumored. Actually, we don't have the substantial evidence to show that people are melting the coins. But the information we are getting is that they are carrying the coins across the border in Guinea and in Sierra Leone. We don't know for what reason. We haven't gotten any evidence, right, to show that what they are saying is true. Okay. What we'll continue to do is to inform our people that the coins, we spend a lot of money to make the coins. Okay. So we don't expect people to misuse, the coins, and that in itself is a crime. And I'm sure if officers, were to see people doing that, they will be arrested. Okay. We ourselves, we don't actually have agents out there to actually do the fact findings, but that is something I think we need to actually check on. But we haven't gotten any evidence to show that that has been a process that people are taking over, right? We haven't seen that.
Okay. When the bank notes were brought in, Mr. Kamara, there were reports that there were attempts by unscrupulous individuals to counterfeit those notes. How have you heard anything about the coins? I mean, have there been any reports of people trying to perform some counterfeit on the coins?
No, we haven't, and like we, have said in the past, and those are some of the difficulties with the coins, right? So why would you want to make all the effort, get machines and all that to mint $5 or $10? So it may not really worth it. I think one of the incentive of counterfeiting is big denominations, usually. So we'll be surprised to really see anybody wanting to counterfeit the coin. I think the bigger risk to coins is what you just mentioned, the possibility of people melting the coin for other reasons, because given the intrinsic value of the coins is just small. And so if there are other opportunities for people to make money out of the metal, obviously that's a risk. And that is something we need to really monitor to ensure that people don't do that, or people who are caught are severely punished. But that's a risk that we have to look out to. But the good thing we did, the safeguard we did was, like I mentioned, we really double the amount of coins that we really needed in the economy for the 5 and 10. And so it means even if people were engaging in that, it may not have any immediate effect in terms of the supply of coins in the economy for now. But again, that's something that we need to look out for. We need to monitor, and the security that, of course, form part of the security. I believe through intelligence, people who are indulged into that kind of activity can be identified, and once they are dealt with severely, that will help to deal with that. But that's a risk. We are aware of that. We just need to work together, the public, the CBR, the security, to deal with that. But at least the good news is we have sufficient coins to take off for a long while, before we can worry about that,
And my advice is that I hope that the CBO will not let down his guard, because when I was in the States, there's this story briefly of someone who was counterfeiting, I believe it was pennies. Pennies.
Okay.
He was counterfeiting the pennies.
Okay.
And he did it for several years. But because it was pennies, the authorities did not.
No, but you're right. With technology now, it will really be cheap to mint coins. So you are quite right. With technology, everything is possible. Yeah, but we just need to consider that over time. We need to pay some attention. But again, like I said, with the quantity we have, and the lifespan of coin, that may not be a real, threat right now. But obviously, it's something we need to look out for.
And surprisingly, Saros, a few months ago, one of my colleagues from one of the commercial banks, called me and said, I have, a businessman who want, $1 million coins. I said to do what? Yeah, and, I said, look, it's interesting. I need to see and talk to the person. But I mean, he didn't come back to me again. By the time that news was so shocking to me, he didn't come back to me.
That will raise suspicion, because what we want to store 1 million coins, where you need a space you need for that.
You're listening to Money Matters on ELBC Radio, and the numbers are 0886 767 416, 0886 767 416, 0777 137 435, 0777 137 435. Call us. The lines are now open, and Mr. Kamara and Mr. Job, they are here to answer your questions. So let's go to the telephone lines and hear from our first caller. Good morning. This is Money Matters.
Good morning.
Welcome.
I'm Amos Bikabeda. I'm calling from Vancouver.
Go ahead. If you can just cut your radio off, that will be good for the both of us, please.
Mr. Badio, we are having some problem with the use of the coin. business people are not accepting the point because the bank is not receiving the points from them. And money, by definition, is a liquid that is circulating. It's not supposed to stay in one area. You go to the market, you see a man with a big pocket filled with money, and the bank is not receiving it. So central bank need to get the commercial bank to receive the money so that the money can circulate, not to stay in one area so that the economy can move.
Thank you very much. Let's take another caller. Hello, this is no, we can't take you, because of the distortion. Hello, this is Money Matters.
This is Alfred Esbo calling from Quebec.
Welcome, Alfred.
Okay, thank you. The reason why sometimes I suspect that coin is crossing is because of the Chinese gamble. Because most people maybe sometimes they buy the Chinese gamble and carry it to another Guinea or Sierra Leone to play gamble on it, because the coin is used. They use the coin to place in the machine and then pay to it. So you go to the Chinese gambling, you see in a plate, you see a lot of coin. There's almost 2,000 to 3,000, sometimes 10,000 coin with them.
Oh, so they use it to gamble?
Yes, the coin. They are using it.
Wow.
They call it the Navran Chinese gamble. They are using it now. You go to.
Thank you very much. That's an information that the security needs to check out. Let's take another call. Good morning. This is Money Matters.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome, sir.
Good morning to our studio guest. I'm Otis Triple calling from Riwaji District 2.
Welcome.
Yeah, I want to ask one question.
Go right ahead. They are listening. Go ahead. They are listening.
They put in place to get the coin into Riwaji, because in Riwaji you can even see the coin when you go back. You go back on the order, you get you change. What you can say around $100. If you need $30, $40 change, you want to get you change. So what the mechanism they put in place for the cash into Riwaji.
Thank you very much. Let's take another call. Listen for the response. Hello, this is Money Matters.
Yes, this is Matt Teresa calling from New Georgia.
Matt Teresa, welcome.
Thank you. Firstly, I want to say thank you to the SBS family for your work done. You have been doing excellent work. Both staff and management, I want to say thank you. Having said that, we want to say thank you again to the central bank family too for their work done. But my concern is the money, the cash that has come, the money is supposed to have cents. We don't have 5 cents, 10 cents, 20 cents. Also, is a great impediment to the economy. Friendly speaking, you don't have to make money, you face money or you brought money, and you don't have coins, you don't have cents. It's not all.
Thank you very much. They will respond to your question. Let's take another call. Hello, this is Money Matters.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
My name is Bob Milton.
Welcome, sir.
Okay, Bob from Mambagdi. This situation really come in because this story of a lot of notes. Really, the value of our money, I think, is depending on how our government is producing this money. Like this coin and this note, here amount of notes we have, the value that for this money, look at a thing called inflation. Is there no way to reduce the value that certain amount that we will have, the quality we're able to buy vehicle rest or tin or oil, like for example, $100 to be replacing 1,000 notes? Is that?
Thank you very much. Your response will come. Hello, this is Money Matters.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, okay. This is Dennis G. We are calling from East Island.
You're on the program.
Okay. Thank you to your studio guest. But one of the questions that you asked him, and he asked that they have not received any evidence. And then somebody called for refugee where I'm from the southeastern region, specifically in Maryland County, People Sullivan District.
We told you once upon a time on the same program that the coins were being transported to the Ivory Coast in exchange for what? And we seen marketeers collect the coins, cross them the border, and those coins will not come back. So I will appreciate if the central bank can read things to change the future of those coins. But if your studio gets asking for evidence, I think you know how to make copper. You take one of the coins and just put it in the fire and see what will happen to it. The coins are malleable. The people use them for different purposes. But it is a country, unfortunately, where somebody will work in government in 6 years and turn to a millionaire, and then we ask what is the evidence. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's take another call. Hello, this is Money Matters.
Yeah, hello, this is Johnny Bebo calling from Zizé community.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. My question here is, the National Bank put in for money, like the bank note from foreign country, and they send it into the country. The National Bank take the money and distribute the money all in the zero bank. But the rector then are in this country now, I'll just say rector, it means everybody just writing on the bank note, printing all type of thing on it. What National Bank doing about it?
Thank you.
Question.
Thank you very much. Let's take another call. Hello, how you doing? Welcome to the program.
Okay, once again, this is Alfred S. calling from Quebec. I was giving you credible information. One of the reasons why you see the shortage of coin on the market is this new Chinese gambling. If you win a 50 coin, they will not give you the coin. They will change it in Lewati or in.
Okay, no, let's give chance to another person. Hello, this is Money Matters.
Hello, good morning. My name is Amos. I'm calling from 72nd.
Good morning, Amos, and welcome to Money Matters.
Yeah, if the central bank is not ready to receive the point, or commercial banks are not ready to receive the points, then there should be another alternative. And then secondly, I've noticed that most of the bigger institutions, like most of the airlines, don't even receive our Liberian dollars. We go buy tickets, we have to buy US dollars, and they refuse the Liberian dollars. So what is the central bank doing about that? Thank you.
Thank you very much for your call. Do we have another call? Okay, Mr. Kamara, Mr. Jope, maybe you can start responding to those calls since we still have at least a little over 11 minutes to go. Okay. Mr. Jope, you want to take it off first?
Yes. Okay, so first of all, I want to extend my thanks and appreciation to the listening audience. This is something that we actually want to do because getting the public feedback will help us to re-strategize. The issue of gambling, I don't know, probably, I need to do my own survey. So this weekend, I will try to visit some of the gambling centers to see how they do the gambling. I don't know, how it is done anyway. But that is interesting. If they are receiving our coins and keeping it, within the those centers, then that will reduce the component and the total quantity of coins that we want to infuse that we good and exchange hands and within the commercial sector. So that is something I need to really go to do my survey this weekend and see whether that is true. Yes, the guys from River G, we have a hub in River G, and pretty soon we'll be opening our regional hub in River G. Okay, we want to operationalize River G because it will help the entire Southeast for the use of our banknotes and coins. So that is something that is coming out soon. I know River G is about 99% completed, so we should be moving there probably at the end of our next month. So we'll be opening River G pretty soon. Management need to make that decision. Yes, Cyrus, I want to agree with the person who just spoke about the airlines and not accepting Liberian ladders. I myself was victim of that with one of the airlines. The beginning of this year, and I took serious exception to that. I had to stage a protest, but in any case, that is what it was. I mean, I needed to travel, so to find in
So
the US
what
data.
can the CBO do?
The law is clear.
Yeah.
The law is clear. In as much as the US dollar is a legal tender, the law is clear that Liberian dollar is the official currency of transaction. So there's no way that anybody should refuse to take Liberian dollars. Yes, you can transact in US, but you cannot refuse to take Liberian dollars. The law is clear on that. So for me, I think that's a violation of the law, and there need to be a mechanism to enforce that. Probably central bank may need to issue a directive if this is becoming too prominent. Maybe central bank need to issue a directive to businesses that are indulged in such behavior. And of course, well, it might not only be the airline. Maybe if you open the line, other people give their experience. But the point I'm trying to make is that the law is clear. The Liberian dollar is the official currency of transaction. You can go and read that. And so, as much as US dollar is allowed, but you cannot refuse Liberian dollar for any reason. And so, I think there's need. If this is becoming prominent, there's need for some, measure from the central bank. Whether that means public notice, issuing directive, whatever is the case, I think that needs to be done. And then people who continue to behave in that way should be penalized. Then there were other questions, and two of them were related. One has to do with why we didn't issue cents, which also tie into the value of the Liberian dollar. Again, what we need to understand is that the structure of our economy has changed over time. And for a long period of time, our lower denomination has been $5. To change that dynamics will depend again on how the economy evolve over time. And so it wouldn't have made economic sense to, make sense when they cannot be used for anything. What can you use today to get us, for a cent? $5 is the least you can pay for water. So I think those are some of the rationale. So it wasn't that, we were not aware, but I think it was an issue of the dynamics of the economy. Of course, as our economy becomes stronger over time, it's possible we might, even have lower denomination. As a matter of fact, part of our currency, composition strategy allows for cent and also larger denomination. But we can't even print 10,000 Liberian dollars right now. Again, those are all part of our de-dollarization strategy over time. So, but we want to thank the caller that let people can express this concern. But again, just to let them know that we are quite aware of all this, but we're doing it, strategically.
Yeah. And so, Mr. Badio,
yes.
Also, there were callers from the southeast. From Maryland that talk about people carrying the coins across the border to Ivory Coast, to melt the coins for different reasons. So we are due to River G pretty soon. I'm going to share the with management, and we're going to take some time in Plebo and Harper to make sure that we can monitor that. If that happens, then the government need to take a stance to put a stop, especially across. The border points need to actually do full, inspection of people going across the border with the coins. We can allow that, for our coins to go across the border for reasons, that we deface, the Liberian dollar banknotes and the coins. So these are things that we need to take, into serious consideration.
Quickly, if somebody talk about people writing on a banknote, again, that's a crime.
Yes.
The law is clear on it. It's a crime, and if you are caught, you go to jail or pay penalties. I think not less than 500,000 or so. I can't quote it exactly, but it's a crime.
And that is common with the US data. What is happening now is that when we, export the US data, they reduce the value of the banknotes that have ink on them, and it's affecting us as well. So we want to say allow again that people should start writing on the banknotes.
We have time for just one or two more calls, so we can squeeze in one or two more calls. The number is 0886-767-416, 0886-767-416, 0777-137-435, 0777-137-435. We can squeeze in at least one or two more calls. Hello, this is Money Matters live on ELBC Radio. Yes, you on the air.
I want to tell the studio guest, thank you very much for the information. But I want to say that exactly the way say you need to have 1 cent, 5 cents, 10 cents, 25 cents.
No, my man, we can't have, let's take another caller. Hello, this is Money Matters. Hello, Money Matters. Money Matters. Okay, try. Let's try this line. Hello, welcome.
Hello?
Yes, you on the air. Yes, you on the air, please.
Yeah. Morning, sir.
Good morning. Please hurry up because we don't have much time left, sir.
Thank you. My name is Christian Thomas. I live on the oil and I work with a water factory. And I'm 18. But they can't business we have serious problem with. Like we go on the field to sell the water. Customer will sell pay in coins. And we pay money in coins and we'll get to management will complete management or they go to where we buy the plastic which is Indian point. We follow them go the Indian point with the plastic. They get with the coin rather. They can't hold the coin. They point reject the coin. Even LD say, he might get your paycheck if he all the one to refuse it. They say $1. So yes, they from the coin business. They know before they weapon and material in the country to be only coin from us.
Okay, let's take our final call for today. Hello, this is Money Matters. Hello, Money Matters. Yes, you are on the radio. Looks like we are losing that caller. Yes, I think that will do it for the calls. Mr. Kamara, 1 or 2 calls came through. You want to respond to those? There seem to be a problem out there, people.
Yeah, just the same issues with business people, big businesses are refusing to accept the coins. I mean, I think that the major issue. Like Mr. Kamara, put it rightly. We need to find a way where commercial banks will accept the coins for deposit. I think that's just the major thing that concerns them right now.
Yeah, and just to add to that, I think we need to start engaging this, and it's good that we're getting this feedback, which we are documenting. I think there's need for dialogue with the businesses so that they can, together we can, find a way how we can make this to work. But obviously, one of the reasons we've identified is about, the logistics to be able to make it easier to process coins. And that's something that at the central bank we think is very, very important in terms of creating an incentive for businesses to hold a coin. Like we have said, the problem is not so much with the ordinary people, but more with the business and the big shop. But if the businesses can accept, I think that will make a significant impact. And that's one of the areas we really need to, focus. Yeah.
Any other word?
Well, just to thank you again for giving us the opportunity to come back to our people to update them on what is going on with the currency reform. I think, like most of the callers said, they complement the efforts of the bank in terms of how we implemented this process. And we are really happy that we're able to do this with no problem, with all the credibility, associated with the process. So we want to also thank the public for their cooperation and support.
Mr. Jople.
I also want to extend my thanks and appreciation to management for the support they are giving, banking department, for the length of our time, going through the infusion process, and then as well the legacy bank destruction. I think the processes are on course, and we want to thank all of the departments have been giving us the support and the general public. Thank you.
The voice of Mr. William Grant Jople. He's the Director of Banking at the Central Bank of Liberia, and Mr. Musa A. Kamara, the Senior Technical Advisor to the Executive Governor and Chairman of the CBL Technical Committee on Currency Reform. This has been Money Matters live on ELBC Radio. I'm your presenter, Cyrus Wulebadio. See you next time. Have a pleasant day.